Aloha and welcome to the Golden Chef Series 2013. We are coming to you live from the Sub-Zero Wolf Culinary Showroom in Costa Mesa. I've got my live audience right here, right? Woo! Thank you for coming. And we are sold out tonight for this event. We're also streaming live to you via World Wide Web, thanks to our buddies over at Code 4. So we want to thank them for that. Tonight, because we are streaming live, we're going to take some questions via Twitter and have you guys ask some questions of me or our Golden Chef tonight. So what is this all about? This is the Golden Chef Series, and what we do is highlight some of the top chefs from Orange County, which we call our Golden Chefs. And we'll do this once a month leading up to our September Golden Foodie Award Show, which will be broadcast coming to you from Costa Mesa and Orange County as well. So who's excited tonight? Are you excited to be here? Well, let me tell you, we've got a great show. This is the first of our series this evening, and tonight we've got a phenomenal chef. In fact, when I sat down and chatted with her, I didn't know where to stop and keep her quiet. She was such a power ball. So I'm excited to introduce you tonight from LUCCA Cafe in Quail Hill. Please give a round of applause for Chef Cathy Pavlos.
Hi, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming out. I really appreciate it. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my crew. This is Paul Jacobson, our sous chef, and this is Francis Laureano, who also won the Top Student Golden Foodie Award last year.
But why don't you tell everybody here in the audience, and especially for the viewers at home, a little bit about your restaurant?
Well, we opened in 2005 in Quail Hill in Irvine, and at the time in 2005, we were one of the few restaurants in Orange County that did everything from scratch, no hormones, no antibiotics, no preservatives. Since then, there's a lot of new restaurants in Orange County that do some phenomenal stuff, but we were the first. And we do small plates at night. It's a Mediterranean theme. We get our inspiration from the south of France, Italy, and Greece. We've been known to go into Spain and Portugal, swing down into Israel, Lebanon, Libya, come on back through Sicily, back to Italy, and into Greece. So we kind of make the rounds of the Mediterranean. Tonight we're going to be doing some lamb chops that have been inspired by Spain. And of course at LUCCA we translate everything through a very healthy California lens.
So perfect. Very excited about that. So before you get started and talk about your dish tonight, let's talk about what's your inspiration. Why did you choose this dish for this evening, for this audience, for me tonight?
You mean out of all the 60,000 dishes we normally
Every
do?
single one of them.
Okay. We did this not long ago for Sunday supper. And we did a Sunday supper based on Spain. And the lamb chops were so popular that we decided to put them on the menu. And to be, European food is very simple compared to most of the food that's constructed here in the United States. And this is also very simple. But we also thought, because it's a spring lamb, perfect season for this, perfect season for the fresh and the colorful ingredients. And besides, I had so many people say, how did you make that?
Very cool. Well, why don't you talk about what are some of the necessary steps to going in and preparing your dish this evening?
Okay. Well, actually, we're going to put the marinade together right over here. First of all, you start out with a free-range New Zealand baby lamb. New Zealand lamb is typically milder than an Australian lamb. And we only use New Zealand lamb at LUCCA. We also only use humanely raised and sustainably raised seafoods and meats. We're going to put the marinade together. Now, the first thing we did with the marinade is we smoked the herb mixture. And I'm telling you, it was harder to get it into those little papers and smoke it, you wouldn't believe. All right. We've got some basil, we've got some oregano, we've got some roasted garlic, we've got some black lava sea salt, and we smoked it in hickory. And actually, see if you can smell that there. We're going to put the herbs in first. I've got olive oil.
Oh, Chef Cathy, I got to interrupt you. I got a tweet already. Amazing. My pocket was vibrating. I was like, yeah, tweet, sweet. Tweet, sweet. That rhymes, right? So, Chef Cathy, here it is. Tweet is, what are the most important spices that you keep in your pantry, and what are the most important spices you just talked about that you're using for the dish tonight?
Garlic. Garlic and more garlic. I'm Italian. My grandma taught me to cook with garlic. What can I say? But lately, I have been exposed to some of the phenomenal ingredients from North Africa and the Mideast, and also Spain. We're using smoked paprika tonight from Spain. Incredible product. Black lava sea salt.
So talk about some of the layers. You talked about the different spices on that. What else do you do to prep this?
Well, first of all, this is going to have a marinade. And we go ahead and we're going to build the marinade right now. This is that smoked paprika I was telling you about.
How easy is it for everybody, the common person, you know, not the non-chef, to go out and find these types of ingredients? Can they find it at their Whole Foods or their local grocery store?
Here's the really nice thing. We live in Orange County. You can go to any number of Persian markets, any number of Asian markets, find phenomenal choices in spices and herbs right now that nobody else in the country can do. We have Wholesome Choice in Irvine. You've got 99 Ranch for Asian. You've got Hawaiian markets. You've got just about anything that you can think of, and all you have to do is use your imagination.
And you're absolutely right. We have a lot of CSAs and local farmers out there.
Yep.
I mean, even some of the produce tonight, you know, donated by Melissa's Produce, and we're very fortunate to have the freshest ingredients that we can use this evening, right?
Well, that's the other thing. We're in California. We have asparagus year-round. Who else does that?
Yeah, nobody does.
So we have to pay attention here to what season we're in. We're in the spring. We're in the spring. This is asparagus season. Although we have asparagus all year long, it's going to taste the best right now. Strawberries just starting to come out right now, locally grown. They're going to taste the best.
Oh, yeah, and the audience, unfortunately for you at home, but the audience has strawberries on your table, and you guys are having strawberries from Melissa Produce. We've also some bread and cheeses. We've got Sadie Bread Baking Company on the table for you. And tonight, I know some of you are lubricated, and maybe some of you at home are lubricated too, but we've got our buddies from La Crema Winery back there pouring some wine for you, keeping everybody nice and happy. How are we doing so far out there, audience? Are we getting hungry? Yeah?
All right, I'm going to marinate the lamb. Basically, we're combining all the ingredients. You've got, I don't know if you have menus or recipes in front of you. If you don't have recipes, what I use, I had smoked herbs. I've got smoked paprika. I've got some granulated garlic. I've got fresh garlic. I've got some black lava salt and olive oil. And this is the marinade on the lamb. This would go into your refrigerator and marinate it at least 24 hours. Okay, so when you take it out of the marinade the next day, this is what it looks like. You put it on the sheet pan. If you've got a grid or a grill on top of that, go ahead and put that in. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Convection is better. Take all of your marinade that you've used in the lamb, put it into a saucepan, and you're going to reduce that down. You're going to put it at a very low heat and reduce it down. This is going to go in the oven, and we're going to cook this to medium rare.
So another tweet just came in, and that was the next question is, what is the optimal time and temperature for tonight's dish?
Time and temperature. We're going to cook it at 375, full convection, and I'm going to cook it, roast it to 128 degrees.
Do you not have to, like some lamb has fat, right? Certain fat essence to it, so do you not have to sear the fat before you put it in the oven, or do you, what's your thoughts on searing? Let's just put it that way.
At the restaurant, we would take that and probably put it on top of the grill first, and then we would stick it in the oven. And if you have a grill top, you know, go ahead and do that and then put it in the oven. But that is just so flavorful. Well, we've got about 12 to 14 minutes in the oven.
Oh, I guess so. Well, wait.
This is where, and now a word from our sponsor.
And now our sponsor. Actually, we're going to take, go ahead and finish your prepping.
I'm going to reduce this sauce down because we're going to drizzle it on the sauce afterwards. We're going to wilt some spinach in the pan. We're going to make a deconstructed gazpacho over here. How many of you had gazpacho before? Good. So when you go to a restaurant, you don't send it back and say, waiter, my soup is cold? Trust me, I've had that. Deconstructed gazpacho. In this case, we're leaving the pieces whole, and we're combining it up. It's not going to be whirled into a grinder and into a soup. It's more as a relish or a garnish for this dish. Talk to me.
Question? We've got a question from the audience over here, Chef.
Would you grill this on an outside barbecue as well as the oven?
Yeah, why not? Do it, but all you're doing is searing it. You're not cooking it through. The reason why I would cook it in the oven is because you have more control over the heat. I would just sear it. Unless you have control over that grilling, you know exactly what temperature it is so that it's not burning on one side and raw on the other. You're good.
Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions over here? I got a question for you, Chef. So we just talked about grilling outside. What about smoking? Can you smoke lamb?
Yes, you can smoke lamb. In fact, the new restaurant that we're getting ready to start, we'll be opening a second restaurant in the fall in Newport Beach, and the prime method of cooking in this restaurant is going to be sous vide. Okay, the neat thing about sous vide is that you can cook, or you can, it's like a jacuzzi bath. So I can get the lamb to the temperature that I need, I can take it out of the sous vide bath and smoke it very quickly, and then heat it in the oven and send it out. That's the neat thing about it. But you can. You could actually smoke the lamb in a smoker. It would turn gray, because that's what happens when you smoke meat in a smoker. And absolutely, just like you smoke chicken or turkey or anything else. Right now I left the oil burning a little bit too long, so I'm going to cool it down over here. But I'm just putting a little garlic in. I do not want that garlic to burn, because what happens if garlic burns? It gets bitter. So to cool this pan down, I'm going to take some of this spinach and put it in.
Holy cow, it's like Pop Rocks over here.
I'm
Let
just
me
going
get
to
out of the way.
cool the, yeah, go ahead, here, jump in. Here.
What do we do? Toss?
Yeah, let's just do this. We're going to toss it. We're just wilting the spinach, nice. Adding a little sea salt. Now, sea salt. Do not be afraid of sea salt. Sea salt does not have the same sodium or salinity that table salt has. It has maybe 60 to 70% of the salinity. So it's not going to be as salty. High up, let it go. Let it go all over everything. So we're going to take the spinach and we're going to put it over here, let it rest. Let's put our gazpacho together. Again, the gazpacho, we've got the best of the spring, starting of the spring ingredients here. Now every Italian will tell you to begin with what's called a sofrito. A sofrito is where they start with their oil and they put in their aromatics. In this case, the aromatics are garlic,
More garlic.
more garlic,
And more garlic.
shallots, my little spoon here. Get this going. This you want to make 2 hours ahead, because you really want it to marinate. We've got jalapeno, just a little bit of jalapeno. Again, with the aromatics, we're going to put in the lemon juice. Should be getting a really nice, refreshing smell coming out there now.
Oh, look at this. I got another
Got some
tweet coming
herbs.
in. This is crazy. I didn't think this would actually work. So the question comes in, what are your thoughts on sustainable and organic produce versus conventional produce?
Oh, we don't believe
That's
in
an
it at
easy
all.
answer.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, I think that the consumer is becoming more and more savvy over what they like and what is proper. And frankly, sustainable and organic are our only choices to survive as a species. If we continue to live the way that we have been living, we're not going to live much longer. Everybody knows that now. I think that with certain things, all natural works. With certain things, you really do need to do the full Monty over to organic. But we try to use all natural, organic when we can, locally grown, absolutely, humanely raised when you go into proteins. But there's a taste difference. And anybody who says there isn't lying. Kalamata olives. That's another essential ingredient.
Love that.
I got some green bell peppers. I got some red bell peppers. This dish is getting really colorful, and it's kind of more reminiscent of the holidays in December than it is now, but it's just a very nice, colorful gazpacho. What's the primary ingredient in gazpacho? Cucumber. Little cucumber in there. Okay, tomatoes.
What kind of tomatoes are you using? I mean, is it just Romas? Are they heirloom? Are
They're
they
not
poor
heirlooms.
boys or fat boys or, I don't know, girls or funny girls? I hear all
I
kinds
think
of different
they're,
types.
what are they called? The good boys? Is that what it is?
I'm the good boy.
There
I
you
don't know about
go.
that,
These are just market tomatoes this time of year. In the summer, if this is made with heirloom tomatoes, oof. Oh,
Now, tomatoes
so
a summer crop, right?
good. They are, but they're
Oh.
starting right now.
Perfect.
And actually, right now, the best use of tomatoes would be a green tomato and fry it up and put it in here.
That sounds great. Where are those at?
I haven't got any make
That's a
today.
different
Again
dish.
with
That's
the
a
salt.
Sunday supper.
There you go, fried green tomatoes. Little sea salt, little pepper.
Ah.
Now, this is what you would take and you would refrigerate for 2 hours. You don't want to put, I've got some feta cheese that's going in here too, but you don't put that in until the end because you don't want to break it down. But see, this is what we call a deconstructed gazpacho. Everything that's in gazpacho, but in pieces. Now, I'm going to take a temperature reading on the lamb, and we're going to see how far out we are, and we're going to go from there. Or did you already do that?
So I just wanted to reiterate tonight that with the live audience here, all of your donations that you've come in for this dinner, and we're sold out, by the way. I think we have like 100,000 people in here. You guys don't know that. But all the proceeds tonight go to Share Our Strength. So thank you guys for supporting that and coming in this evening. 100% of proceeds. So every month, again, to reiterate, every month, the last Wednesday of every month, you, Internet World, you come visit us here in Orange County. Everybody else here, buy your tickets because we will sell out. And we have some exciting chefs that will be coming up. So our next one will be next month. That'll be on Wednesday, May 29th. You be here, I'll be here. I hope they'll be here, unless they fire me, but you never know. How are we doing, Chef?
About 5 minutes. Meanwhile, back of the ranch.
Back of the ranch.
Okay, so you got a nice crust on this. Again, like I said, it's a little tricky because you have this bone down here. But we're going to cut into it. We're going to see what we got.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Is that perfect or what? All right. This is such a mild lamb. Well, there's that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one I was telling you about. Okay.
So is it wrong when I come to your restaurant and you cook this for me
and you use
and I
your
sit
fingers?
down?
No.
You already know where I'm going with this. You can answer my question before I even ask it. Yes, I use my fingers. Is that okay? You gonna kick me out?
Absolutely, it's fine with me. In Italian, we call these scotaditi, which means burn your fingers. What that means in Italian is they're so good, everybody always reaches in to grab them with their fingers and burns their fingers on the way to the mouth.
Oh, man. I'd be that person. Screaming, ah, it's so good. Ah, burn my fingers.
I got a lot of customers like
yeah,
that.
I bet you do.
All right, this is how we plate this at LUCCA. Get this out of the way. Again, plating is important to us. We take the wilted spinach. You notice I haven't cooked it all the way down.
This is that architectural background coming into play again, right? You're building, you're building, you're building.
Yeah, just don't call the building inspector.
Oh, well, I'm going to be eating and eating and eating. Looks great.
Okay, this is a wilted spinach with the garlic and a little sea salt. So we're going to arrange the chops.
Well, you guys are on for a treat because guess what? She brought enough chops for everybody to have some. And you're going to have to use your fingers, though, so I hope you're okay with that. Unfortunately, you at home, you're just going to have to imagine what this smells like. This smells great. Wow, look at that. I can really see the herbs just like kind of crusted on there, too.
Yep.
Spices. That looks delicious.
Okay, we're going to mix our feta cheese into here. We're going to act like that's been marinating for a couple of hours. Mix the feta cheese in. Take a little bit of it into the bowl. That's your relish. Work it down here. We're going to take our reduction. This is our sauce reduction. Simplify this a little bit. Normally I'd have a spoon here that I'd be spooning this over. I'm going to finish it with a little bit of the black lava sea salt. And I said, don't be afraid to be too generous with the sea salt. It's not going to be as sodium heavy as you would have with the table salt. And there we go.
And so the official name of this dish is?
Lamb chops.
You make that sound so sexy when you say that. Say it again. Lamb chops.
New Zealand free-range lamb chops with smoked herbs.
Perfect. I love it.
And
What do you think, guys?
Deconstructed
Looks good?
Gazpacho.
So I tell you what I'm going to do now, since I like to drink and eat. I'm going to share some wine with you. How would you like to have some wine with that?
The best part is still coming here.
Let's do that. So one of the things that they actually hired me for is my ability to drink. But so one of the tweets that kind of came in was, hey, what are some of the things we want to pair with lamb chops? And really it's all about taking all the spices and herbs and the elements of vegetable, right? So we wanted to keep this kind of earthy and, dare I say, rustic a little bit.
Absolutely.
So one of the things I say with heat and spice is that you absolutely do not want to have any tannins. And tannins will dry your palate out. And if you have a high alcohol red wine with this, with tannins, heat, and spice, it's going to dry your mouth out. You're going to get heat from the spice and alcohol in your mouth, and you're going to be on fire, right? So one of the things I would always suggest is pairing this with a high acid red wine that's low in tannins, meaning it's got nice bright fruits, but it's low in tannins where it's not going to dry your palate. So one of the things we decided that we talked about was sticking with the Spanish theme and going to Spain. And for that, we picked a Spanish Garnacha Tempranillo blend. And let's try this. Why don't we try the taste and see how this works, shall we? A little bit for you, Chef. A little bit for me, Charlie.
Ching.
Ching, ching. Ching, ching to you, ching, ching to you. Oh, yours is coming. Sorry, I have to wait. So let's try the lamb. Oh, it burned my finger. Just kidding.
Cherries, berries, and other good stuff.
Oh. That black sea salt right there just draws so much flavor out of that. And I'm going to pour a little rosé for you, and I want to see if our theory of rosé and lamb chops
This is a great match.
is actually going to work. You like that, Tempranillo and Garnacha? So we chose a rosé. This is a Pinot Noir rosé, which just means that it gets pulled off the skins a little bit earlier. But the chef, I'm going to let you try that, and you tell me what you think. I'm going to have another bite of the lamb. You guys can go ahead and cut it if you want. Yeah.
I love this. This is my favorite part.
Oh, man.
This rosé is excellent. Rosé is such, as we talked about, an underutilized varietal. It's just the underutilized wine type. But this is great. Picnic, anything. Stick a bottle of this under your arm, you got it made.
And you thought I was just a pretty face.
And
I
I
couldn't
thought
match
you were
wine, right? Oh, of course. So you got it
Try
tonight.
this.
Everybody here in the live audience, you've got a chance to sit and witness one of our first Golden Chefs prepare a dish for you tonight. And everybody's got a chance to try this. You at home, you're going to have to look up the recipe. Now, they can
it's
get your
good.
recipe, right? It's good.
Yep. You can't get the
Strong.
recipe.
You can get the recipe, and you can try to duplicate it. You got to watch this back on YouTube like 5 or 6 or 10 times to get it absolutely right, right?
Yeah, and make all the comments you want.
Chef Cathy, how can I thank you for being here tonight and sharing your knowledge with the audience and with the internet here at home?
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Come to LUCCA.
Well, we're going to have some food coming out. I want to say thank you to everybody that's here tonight. You have food coming out. Enjoy the wines. Again, tonight's proceeds 100% go to Share Our Strength. And we want to thank our friends from Code 4 for streaming us live to the internet. We also want to thank our friends here from Sub-Zero Wolf for hosting us in their culinary showroom. We've got great produce from Alyssa's Produce. We've got bread from Sadie Rose, a baking company, one of my favorites. And we've got some wines from our friends from La Crema this evening. So thank you, internet world. Thank you, audience. Aloha. Thank you for coming tonight.
Nice job, man.
Appreciate that.